welcoming you to the club. Welcome. Hope you've been having a pretty good off season. Hope Wilmer's been training you guys pretty hard in the off season, getting ready for the season. Tell us a little bit about your time here in the club already and what media day's been like for you guys so far.
Yeah, it's been good. Everything's been really nice and organized. No complaints really. Everything's been a smooth process, and my time so far, while it's been short, you can tell that there's a lot of effort that's been put into the club, and I'm just ready for the season to kick off. Really.
We're gonna kick it off with questions.
Welcome to the Rio Grande Valley. My name is Ray Silva from South Texas Border Sports. I gotta ask you, what led you to come join the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros after spending time with the Sporting Kansas City? What drove you down here?
Yeah, I just felt like it was the right next step. I had a talk with Wilmer, and he, sold me on the idea and everything that they're doing down here. And to play under Wilmer, it's a great opportunity, and to play for the Toros, another great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, how's it going? This is Carlos Revelo from Telemundo. I know you're a free kick specialist. Who did you look up to when practicing free kicks? Let me know.
Yeah, it's a funny story actually. So when I was little, I couldn't really bend the ball as much as other kids. I could bend the ball, but I couldn't do it, as good as other kids. So I kind of, when I was kicking around with my friends, I tried to find an alternative way I could hit free kicks. And then I would see the likes of, this guy named Keisuke Honda, who, from Japan, he played in the World Cup, and guys like Drogba as well, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who could, kind of dip the ball. And once I saw that, I was like, I'm going to practice that and just try to learn it as best as possible. And I had an older brother who also played soccer, and he was really good at doing that. So I kind of just every day kept trying to learn that technique, and now I'm pretty comfortable in doing it. So yeah, that's kind of how I learned and got to that free kick technique.
I will tell you my favorite, Juninho Pernambucano. Check them out.
Okay.
Thank you.
How are you?
How has the transitional phase been going for you in the early part of preseason, and what are you looking to focus to just continue your professional development?
Sorry, can you repeat that first part?
I said, how has the transitional period been like for you during the preseason, and how are you trying to put that in to your professional development?
Yeah, it's been good. Preseason's just about, getting to learn all the new guys on the team. There's a lot of new faces, a lot of new people here. So it's just getting to know everyone, getting, used to playing under Wilmer, his playing style, and what he expects from us. So from a transitional side, it hasn't been too bad. Not too many new learning curves. It's just getting, used to and more comfortable with everyone on a daily basis.
So just feeding off of that, talk a little bit more in depth on the team dynamic that we have going on right now, where you had a preseason game on the road against two awesome sides. On the road traveling, you get to know each other a little bit better now. You've been training together. So what is the dynamic like on the team, and also with the coaching staff? What's the connection like now for a player like yourself?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, I've been around a couple of other, professional sides within, my time, and I can tell that this team, has everything it needs to compete and, win some games and be really competitive. We have a very good mix of players, from younger to older to more experienced guys. So there's a really good balance there, and everyone on the team so far is, coming here with one thing on their mind, and that's to win. And that's what I love the most. Sorry. Is that, we're all here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to win games. And I think we've got a really good group to do that.
Any other questions, guys, from anybody? You guys can go ahead.
This is Jeff Organ from Texas Soccer Journal. I have a quick question for you. Are you familiar with Copa Tejas, and what are your thoughts about having a chance to compete against all the Texas clubs for the trophy this year?
I'm not too familiar with what Copa Tejas is, but I am familiar with most teams in the within the region. I've came to RGV before with Sporting, and I played against RGV. I've played against, other numerous Texas USL clubs. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty familiar with, the area and the region.
Yeah, just quickly, the Copa Tejas is a competition that started 2 years ago. And unfortunately, because of last year, they were unable to award the trophy. Austin Bold is still the holder for it. But basically, it's just a interstate competition among all the teams. And at the end, whoever has the most points wins the trophy.
Yeah.
I did have one other quick question for you, too. You've been involved in USL and with Sporting Kansas City for a few years now, at least. Your thoughts about the growth of USL and what, now coming, leaving Sporting Kansas City and coming to RGV, which is going to be an independent club for the first time. How do you see all that playing out in terms of the US soccer landscape, if you will?
Yeah, I think my first time in the USL was 2017 as a 16, 17-year-old. And now, 4 or 5 years later, it's crazy how many new teams are in the league and just how much of a different feel it has. You can tell that a lot of good players are in this league now. A lot of players with experience and past, accolades. And, it can only get better from here. There's so many expansion teams and new cities every year joining. And, the league's growing, and that's, really good. And, from an RGV side, you can tell that, there's a lot of good people and resources being put into this team, and that can, just benefit us greatly. Obviously, they're not with the Dynamo anymore. They're more independent, and, that brings, new things and uncharted territory for the team. But everyone within the organization is really excited, and, they should be, because we got a really good team this year.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Really good questions, guys. Anybody else have a question for him?
One last one for me, JT. Thanks. When I just got to ask you, you mentioned about the evolution of the league and how it's taken you to all different corners of the United States. But how does the environment here compare to other places where you've been in your playing career?
Yeah, it's right up there. Like I said, when I first got here, there's really been no complaints. Everything's really nice. I've been to some other USL teams, and I would say these facilities are right, up there as one of the best ones in the league. So like I said, I can't really complain, and just looking forward to the season to start.